Within family science, we do study the actual relationships, right? 2 and 3 people. However, it's also important to study individuals in their context of families and the cultures that they live in. And so one area of research that I've really been interested in as a family scientist is family life expectations. How do people think about what their families might look like someday in the future? And specifically, my research has been on how young individuals, those in late adolescence and young adulthood, think about marriage in their future. We often hear headlines, or maybe if you're about my age, you've seen the headline of millennials are killing marriage. These are a little dramatic, but there have been changes to how young people get married, when they do, who they marry, and how long they stay married. In my studies, I started to ask, well, is it that people don't want to get married, and so we see these declines in marriage and this increase in the average marriage age because folks just don't find it important? My research suggests that that's not the case, that young people find marriage quite important, at least in the United States, and that sometimes it's so important that it can be scary to get married young. And especially when we start to bring in a different aspect of this expectations of divorce, we can see the picture actually shape up a little bit more. So I've done some work to suggest that young adults who, even before they get married, feel that they are at an increased risk of divorce, they are less likely to get married and more likely to enter a cohabiting relationship instead of marriage. If you've studied a little bit of family science, you've probably heard that cohabiting actually increases the risk of divorce. So this may become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this is important for family scientists to know because we might be able to intervene early in our preventative mindset, bring in our strengths-based approach, and help young people who are interested in getting married to feel confident in what they're doing, giving them skills and techniques through things like premarital counseling or premarital education to help them feel confident in the decisions they're making and be intentional in their family building in a way that aligns with their values and what they hope for their lives. I'm curious if you've ever thought about your risk of divorce in the future, whether or not you are married. Comment below. Tell us about how you think about marriage in your future, risk of divorce, and especially if there's anything that you've done to help prepare yourself to have healthy, lasting relationships. Whether it's marriage or not, have you encountered any of these resources that you've found helpful?